Yeah, hello everybody. This is your show Activist 2099. So today I'm going to speak about some books that aren't in our modern day Bible and our New Testament. It's called the Apocryphal Acts of the Apostles. The first book is the Mythological Acts of the Apostles. It was written in Arabic and was translated by Agnes Smith Lewis. It was published in 1904. And the contents are, for example, the preaching of Andrew, the martyrdom of St. Andrew, the travels of John, son of Zebedee, martyrdom of Philip, the martyrdom of St. Bartholomew, the Acts of Matthew, martyrdom of James, son of Halphi, the preaching of St. Matthias, the martyrdom of St. Mark. Again, these were written in Arabic. The death of the Apostle John, the story of Peter and Paul. It has some more. The next book is The Contending of the Apostles. It was written in Ethiopic and was translated by E. A. Wallace Budge. It was published in 1901. Again, it was written in Ethiopic. And the contents has some contents like the martyrdom of St. Peter, the genealogies of the 12 apostles, the epistle of Dionysius the Areopagite to Timothy, the preaching of St. James the Just, the martyrdom of St. Bartholomew and Nicholas. Let me show you the contents. It was written in Ethiopic. Apocryphal Acts of the Apostles. They're not in our modern day Bible. And there's plenty more. It's called The Contendings of the Apostles. Okay, there's another book called The Apocryphal Acts of the Apostles, and they were written in Syriac. Now the ones that I'm going to show you is 3 volumes translated into Spanish, and some of these texts are not even translated into English yet. Apocryphal Acts of the Apostles, Volume 1, translated by Antonio Pinheiro and Gonzalo El Cerro. These are Acts of Andrew, John, and Peter. Volume 2, Acts of Paul and Thomas. The Acts of Paul contains 3 Corinthians. 3 Corinthians. It also contains Acts of Paul and Thecla. These books are very good because on one side it has the dead language text, in this case Greek, and the other side it has the translation into Spanish. So we have here in these volumes Greek, Latin, and Coptic texts. And the third volume is the Minor Acts of the Apostles. I'm going to read them to you. Some. Acts of Philip. Martyrdom of Peter. Acts of Andrew and Matthew in the city of the Anthropophagus. Martyrdom of Matthew. Acts of Peter and Paul. Journeys and martyrdom of Barnabas. Acts of Thaddeus. This one, Acts of John by Prochorus. This one hasn't yet been translated into English. Acts of John by Prochorus. Yet. Acts of James the Older, the son of Zebedee. Acts of James, Simon and Jude. Passion of Bartholomew. Miracles of John. Martyrdom of Nereo and Aquilus. Martyrdom of Andrew, and plenty more.